Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Yourpedia. My name is Rahul, and today I'm going to discuss about a very common topic which I am getting a lot of questions from students nowadays. So this is month of July, and many students start preparing for GRE exam. So this is a video where I'm going to discuss each and everything about GRE, like where it is required, what is the total marks for GRE, what is the syllabus, how to fill the exam, and what is the best strategy to prepare for it. So I will discuss these points one by one. First of all, what is GRE, where it is required? So it is required for those student who wants to do masters, PhD or MBA courses in US, Singapore and some European universities. So here I want to mention one point: Singapore, NTU or US Singapore. There you can submit your gate score also. If you don't want to go for GRE, you can submit gate score. And when I'm saying some universities in Europe, it means it can be ETH Zurich, it can be TU Munich, it can be RWTH Aachen. So in Germany also they will give you one provision, like you can submit your gate score also instead of your GRE. So what is GRE exam? First of all, you have to understand this is not English proficiency exam. It is English or mathematics aptitude exam. So I would say it is aptitude exam. There you have some questions from mathematics, you have some question from English, but it will check your aptitude. There is no speaking section, there is no listening section. So that's why I'm saying it is not basically English proficiency exam. It is aptitude exam. So those who want to go to USA, lot of time they ask whether if I am writing a GRE exam, do I have to write TOEFL, IELTS as well? I would say yes. These two are separate exams. So you have to write GRE. Parallelly, you have to write one of TOEFL, IELTS or Duolingo sometimes. So out of these three, you have to write one exam. So I will make separate video on that. But this is for GRE only. So GRE, it is valid for 5 years. This is very good thing about GRE. So once you write, you got the score, it is valid for 5 years. And if you ask me what is the total score, total marks, it is 340. So 170 you have to score. Basically 170 is the total score in quantitative aptitude, that is mathematics, and 170 for English. There is another section in GRE, that is analytical writing, where you have to write one essay. Previously it was two essay, now it is one essay. So it is basically evaluated differently, that is out of 6. So most of the universities, they don't consider this out of 6 marks. Generally out of 340 whatever you got, that is basically deciding your admission. So don't pay much attention to analytical writing if you're preparing for GRE. Just go through it once and write an essay. Whatever you got, it is fine. So recently ETS, which is conducting the GRE exam, they are going for a new format of GRE, which is, I believe it is easier than the current one. So this format is going to start after September 22. So if you are planning to write this exam after September 22, you will automatically go for new GRE. It is easier. It has only one essay. Previously it was two. So one essay for 30 minutes. You have two sections for quantitative reasoning, that is mathematics. In the first section you will get 12 questions. In the second section you will get the 15 questions. So this is new for every student. Recently ETS split these sections. Basically previously they were saying only 27 questions are there, but now they're giving this split: 12 questions and 15 questions. So you will get 21 minutes for 12 questions, 26 minutes for 15 questions. Then there is basically English section, that is verbal section, verbal reasoning section 1. So you will get 12 questions in the first section again, but this time you will get less time. It is 18 minutes only. And second section is of 15 questions. You will get 23 minutes. So in this way, it is 1 hour 58 minutes, approximately 2 hours exam. This is very new because current GRE is different from the new one. So I am going to discuss in detail what is the difference. So you can see this current means it is available until September 20. So now it is mid-July. So if you are writing GRE exam until September 20, so you are in this bracket, current GRE. But if you are registering after September 22, you will automatically go towards this shorter GRE or new GRE. So what's the difference? Analytical writing, nowadays it is two essays, 30 minutes, so total 60 minutes. But in the new shorter GRE, it is only one essay. So analyze and argument is gone. So you have only one essay which you have to write for 30 minutes. Then there is quantitative reasoning, that is mathematics. Previously, there were two sections of 20-20 questions, and you will get 35 minutes for each section, total 70 minutes. Now it is changed. Now questions are less. Now questions are 27. So first section 12 questions, second section 15 questions, and you will get total 47 minutes for that. Similarly, verbal reasoning, previously two section for 20-20 questions. Now it is 27 questions only. Previously it was 60 minutes. Now it is 41 minutes only. So this is shorter GRE, which I believe it is easier. And one difference, previously you will get one dummy section. So you never knew like which one is the dummy, whether it is quantitative reasoning or verbal reasoning, which one is dummy, you never know. So you have to do each and every section with too much concentration. So total time of this exam is 3 hours 45 minutes previously, which is too much. Sometimes students lost their concentration, but now it is only 2 hours. There is no dummy section, no break, and it is 1 hour 58 minutes. So this is new for all the students, and this is shorter GRE. Shorter GRE is basically easier than the longer one. Now the next question, which many students ask me, what is the best time to write GRE? So I would say best time if you are targeting fall semester. So what is fall semester? Every year classes will start in the August, but deadlines is around 15 December. So if you are targeting that deadlines around 15 December, I would say best time to write GRE is mid-September to mid-October. So when you have to start, so many students ask me when I have to start preparing for GRE. I would say start now in the month of July. Take July, August, and mid-September. Prepare for GRE exam in 2.5 months, and I think you can easily write GRE in the mid-September to mid-October. So this is the best time to write GRE. Do not wait till November, because in November you have to prepare your documents, you have to prepare your SOPs, CV, sometimes some essays, diversity essay, and also you have to write TOEFL or IELTS, whatever you are going to write. So you have to write that one exam also. So do not delay your GRE. This is the time to prepare for it, and write it in between mid-September to mid-October. So next thing is, yes, I already mentioned it will take 2 to 3 months for preparation. So this is tricky. Some students, they took 6 months, 8 months, 1 year to prepare for GRE. So my suggestion, GRE, every question has some tricks. If you understand those tricks, it is very easy to write this exam. But if you do not understanding the tricks, then it's very hard. It's very difficult for you, especially for Indian student. Verbal section is very difficult. But believe me, there are tricks. If you understand those tricks, it is 2 to 3 months exam, I would say. Okay. And yeah, sometimes what happen if you are in third year of your bachelor's or if you are in first year of your master's and you are planning for PhD, so write this exam as soon as possible. You can write it in the month of January, February also. If you are planning for let us say December 2024, so you can write this exam in February or March 2024. So that you have ample amount of time. Since it is valid for 5 years, so it is good strategy to write GRE first of all, because if you want to go abroad for foreign admissions, so GRE is basically 80% time consuming. So 80% of your time will go in GRE preparation. So I would say write it in very beginning. So why I'm saying so, because sometimes you will not get good marks in the first attempt, so you have to go for second attempt. So if you're writing it as soon as possible, then you will get some ample time. If your score is not good, you can prepare again and you can write this exam again. So yeah, as I mentioned, don't wait until the last month, that is November, because you have to prepare your documents, you have to prepare for IELTS and TOEFL exam. Next question. Okay, you decided I want to go for GRE. How to fill this exam? So first of all, you have to go to ETS website. So if you just search on Google ETS GRE, so on the very first link you can click and this screen will pop up. So first of all, you have to click on login/register. So if you click there, then this window will appear. You have to sign in for GRE or create an account if you're a first time user. So create account. Once you create the account, it will ask you some questions. If you fill that, then basically this window will pop up. So you will get some username and password. If you fill that, like you can see here, this is my username and this is password. So if you fill that, this basically this screen will pop up. So First of all, you have to go on this one, find test centers and dates. So if you click on this drop down option, it will give you 4 GRE test. So for engineering student, there is only one GRE test, that is GRE General. If you are from science background, you have to give 2 GRE exam. One is GRE General, other one is subject GRE. So yes, you have to prepare, you have to work little bit harder than engineering student if you are from science background, but for engineering it is only GRE General. If you click on GRE General, it will ask you find test centers and date. So you just have to give the location where you are living. It will suggest you nearby centers, wherever nearby centers are there. So if you see on this third window at the below, you can see this green one are the available dates. So many students ask me this thing, whether like GATE exam GRE is also conducted once in a year. Answer is no. Every month you have many slots for GRE. So if you are not able to find the slots, you can change the city, you will get more slots also. So GRE, it is happening many times in a month. It is not like once in a year. So that is actually good thing. If you want to rewrite the GRE exam, you can. You have to wait for 22 days, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So if you're waiting for 22 days after your first exam, you can rewrite this exam as well. So next is sample exam. So many students, they don't know like how questions looks like in actual GRE exam. So I'll show you one little bit sample. So this is actual screenshot from the actual GRE practice test. This is how it appears in the actual exam. So this is analytical writing question. So this is called analyze an issue. They will give you one question. They will give you some instruction. You have to write an essay. This question is of 30 minutes. You can see on the top right, there is a stopwatch. So it will go on as soon as you start the exam. So for 30 minutes, you have to write an essay. And after 30 minutes, it will automatically close. You will go to the next section. Okay, so next I'm showing you verbal reasoning. So this is English, how questions come. Questions will come like this. So you can see this is text completion question. What I want to show you, you can see this option on the top. So you can always exit the section, but I would recommend don't click on this one. So if you are not done and you exited the section, you can't come back on that particular section. So this is one thing. Which option you can use this mark option. So if you think you don't know the answer at this time, just mark the question so that you will come back on this one once you are done with the other questions. So you can always use the review option. So if you want to switch between the question, just go on review, and if you're on question 3 and you want to jump on question 19, click on review. It will show you all the questions. Just click on question 19, you can go over there. So this is the thing. Then next question, once you are done with this one, click on next. So it will open the next question, and there is a timer on the top. You can see over here, there is one stopwatch. So it will go on. So this is about verbal section. Quantitative aptitude, only thing which is different from verbal section is you will get one calculator also. So you can always open this calculator. If you click on the top center, this is the option CALC. And this is the calculator which you will get. It is not scientific calculator, just a simple calculator which you will get in the actual exam. Yes, now I will come to the question types. So there are different type of questions in GRE exam, but as I mentioned before, every question has specific tricks. If you're preparing for GRE exam, in the very first month, you have to understand those tricks, which I'm going to cover in the next videos in detail. But in this one, I want to show you what are the different question types which you will get in the GRE exam. So first, I will talk about verbal reasoning, that is English. So there are 4 types of questions. You will get questions out of these 4 types. So what are these 4 types? Text completion, sentence sequence, reading comprehension, and logic based reading comprehension. I'll discuss in detail in the next slide what are these questions, but these are the only 4 type of questions which you will get. And as I mentioned, there are 2 sections. First section 12 question, 18 minutes. Second section 15 question, 23 minutes. It is mixed. It is not like first you will get text completion, then you will get sentence sequence, then reading comprehension. It is not like that. It is mixed. Like you will get one text completion, then you will get reading comprehension, then again text completion. So mixed type of questions you will get. Yes, one thing which I want to mention here, this test is adaptive. What does adaptive means? Adaptive means when you are doing first section of your verbal, as I mentioned, there are two sections. If you're doing first section and somehow like you did most of the questions right in the first section, then the second section you will get basically difficult than the first one. That is called adaptive sections. So adaptive means if you are making answer choices correct, then second section will be difficult one. But the good thing is if you're getting difficult section and your questions are wrong, let us say five questions are wrong, then they will not reduce much marks. If section is difficult, then negative marking is less. Okay, and but if section is easier and you are making some mistakes, so maybe for one question they will reduce more than 1 mark. So this is called adaptive sections. GRE or ETS never mentioned like how they decide the weightage of the questions. It is not like one question is for 1 mark. It is not like that, because it is adaptive. You never know. So if you are making easier question wrong, then they will deduct more marks. If you are making difficult question wrong, then they will deduct less marks. So that is what adaptive means. Yes, here I'm showing you a sample of the question. This is text completion. So what is text completion? You will get one line, in that there is one blank. So if you read this line, you have to fill this blank. So always there is a hint in this one. In this line, there is some hint for the blank. So GRE question is always like that. There is always an hint. So you have to understand that there is a separate basically techniques for that, which I'm going to discuss in the next videos. But yes, if you know the answer, then out of these five answer choices, you have to select one over here. So this is called text completion. Second type is sentence equivalence, which is very, very similar to text completion, but only one difference is there, that is in answer choices. So you can see there is a square boxes in front of the options. So whenever you see square boxes in front of options, it means more than one option is correct. Okay, so this is the only difference in sentence equivalence. Here, two options are correct. In the text completion, only one is correct. So this is the only difference. Otherwise, question type is exactly similar. Text completion and sentence equivalence, it is exactly similar. Next type of question is reading comprehension. So reading comprehension means like you will get one passage. It contains of 3 or 4 paragraphs. Like you can see here, this is 27 line passage and it has 1, 2, 3 and 4. It has 4 paragraphs. So this is medium difficulty level reading comprehension in GRE. So on the basis of this reading comprehension, you will get 2 or 3 questions. Generally, first question is what is the main purpose? What is the summary of this passage? So this is like high scoring, I would say, questions in GRE in basically verbal. So you can score 100% in that. There is tricks in that. So many students ask me whether we have to read question first, then go to reading comprehension, whether we have to read comprehension basically line by line. So there are some tricks. You always have to go for summary for each passage, which I'm going to discuss in the next video. So there are tricks to read the reading comprehension and to answer the question. Each question has different strategy. So we are going to discuss that in the next videos. But yeah, this is one type of reading comprehension. Second reading comprehension is basically logic based reading comprehension. I actually like these questions very much because this is tricky, but you can score 100% in these type of questions. So there is one paragraph. On the basis of that, basically there is one question, but this paragraph is something special. We call it as argument. Argument has 3 portions, that is premise, fact, premise, conclusion and some assumption. So assumption, most of the time question will come on the basis of assumption. There are 5 options and one of them is correct. So this seems easy, but it is trickier. There are some tricks to do these type of questions. I will discuss in the next videos. And last, which I want to discuss about quantitative aptitude. So for Indian student, quantitative aptitude is very, very easy. It is out of 170. Most of the time student will score 170 out of 170. But only problem with quantitative aptitude, it has huge syllabus. You can see here questions are coming from arithmetic, algebra, geometry and data analysis. So data analysis is a little bit difficult, but other than that, everything is very easy. But only problem is student make some silly mistakes most of the time. When I wrote GRE, then I also made some silly mistakes. So you need practice, and other thing, you need to go through whole syllabus. Sometimes you will get a new question in quantitative aptitude which is difficult for you because you never touched that topic. So this is the only problem with quantitative aptitude. Otherwise it is very, very easier. So in the very last, I just want to mention what I discussed. I discussed about GRE. Total marks is 340, and it is required mostly in USA, but in Singapore and European universities sometimes it is required. And after September 22, new GRE, which is shorter one, it is going to come out, and you have one essay, you have two section for quantitative reasoning and quantitative aptitude and verbal reasoning. One section has 12 questions, other section has 15 questions, and total duration of exam is 2 hours. It is becoming easier with this new pattern. And yes, in the last, like, many students ask me if I'm going to USA, GR is required every time. My answer is, like, 90% universities in USA it needs GRE, but 10% doesn't. If your friend or someone go to USA without GRE exam, first thing is it was during the COVID time where most of the universities waived off this exam, but nowadays it is required. I personally recommend, don't think much. Write this exam if you're going for masters, or you are you are targeting top 20 universities. Score 320 in GRE, try to get 320. So how to get 320? 155 in verbal, 165 in quantitative aptitude, so you can get 320. So try for that. For PhD you need to write GRE, but score doesn't matter. Most of the time 3.5, 3.10, 3.12, 3.15, everything is fine. But for masters, or if you want to go to top 20 universities, you need some high score. So this is the best time to prepare for GRE. This is the month of July. Start preparing for it. Write this exam in the mid September to mid October. Then focus on your documents. So I'll come with more videos where basically I'll discuss more about the strategies or how to tackle each and every question. So if you have any doubt, you can always reach out to Yourpedia mentor or be on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much.